Hi there. Welcome to Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. Today, we're bringing you yet another great conversation with a phenomenal entrepreneur, Ntombikayise M, and she's going to be chatting to us about all things coaching, life, business coaching, empowerment as well. So I think that is a really, really nice and wholesome conversation that we're going to have. But before we get into that, you know how we do over here. I am not flying this plane on my own. I have my trusted co-pilot with me, Papa Biz. How are you today?
I'm good, excellent, and I'm looking forward to engaging with you, Ntombi, because I've seen that you're quite a multi-layered entrepreneur, so I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, Ntombi. Welcome to the conversation.
Thank you so much. It is an honor. It is an honor to be here.
Thank you so much. I must say, first and foremost, I'm loving your outfit. I'm loving your look from head to toe. You are delivering.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hetty.
So maybe I would love to get to know you a little bit better. Maybe you can tell us a bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? Just your early upbringing.
Okay, my name is Ntombikayise M, as Hetty has just already mentioned. I grew up in Soshanguve.
Okay.
I remember when I was growing up, I used to look at my environment and get so motivated and inspired that what can I change and how can I bring change into this space. And first thing, I started looking at the people. I said, okay, it means I love people because I really care about the people around me.
Yeah.
So Ntombikayise was just this girl who's always taking the kids and empowering them, teaching them beautiful things. Like I would do dances. Sometimes I'll even help them with homeworks.
Okay.
So I had those groups when I was growing up. I remember my mom would say, "You're making my yard very dirty with your kids." So yeah. So I knew there was something about me that really resonates with people.
Yes.
Yeah, or I love just working with people from young age to old.
Okay.
Yes.
And yourself, in your home, were you an only child, or?
No, we are four.
Okay.
I'm the first one.
Oh, you're the firstborn.
Yes, I'm the first one, and we had one brother that passed on 2 years back.
Okay, sure.
And now we only 3 girls left. So yeah, was the firstborn. Obviously, become the leader, whether you like it or not. You have to lead.
Yes.
So we grew up in a shack. But one thing I loved is that it was full of love, and the struggles that we faced, they always stretched my mind and my thinking on how can I better my life? How can I better this situation? How can I be a solution to my younger sisters and my brother? So yeah, that's how I grew up in that space where we had nothing, no resources at all, but I could just go out, get a book and read it and feel like, okay, I'm in that space. Like I travel to that space and I see myself in beautiful spaces, and that inspired me to become the woman that I am today.
That's amazing.
Sure, that's quite powerful.
Thank you.
And when I look back as well, I recall, and that it actually came from my mother, this love of reading.
Okay.
Because she told me a story just the other day where I think I must have been 6 or something like that.
All right.
And we were in a library in a white area, and I was just sitting there reading, and she said that there was all these white people standing around looking at this young child reading. And I'm thinking, for you, where did this thing of reading come from? Because I found reading completely would transpose my mind to the realms outside of what I was experiencing. And when somebody would say, no, it's not possible, I actually knew in my mind because I've seen it in the book.
True.
So where did your passion for reading come from?
You know what? My dad is a mechanic. So sometimes when the clients brings the cars, when I'm busy playing around, I'd find books in their cars and I'd start opening those books because I was very curious. I was that curious child because I wanted to also know how to fix cars.
Okay.
So my dad didn't allow me to touch the cars. He said, no, people will not take good care of you if you become a mechanic, because I like the technical things as well. So then I would now read those books. Then I started loving books. I remember there would be time, even if I can find a space where they are throwing things away, I'll always look for a book. It doesn't matter how in condition it is in. I will take it and go wipe it and make sure that I read. Then now I started learning to save money and go to bookshops and start buying myself a book.
Look at that. I'm getting goosebumps. Look at that.
That is amazing.
Yes, so I started collecting now. I'll collect books. I'd not buy chocolates as a young person. I'd not buy myself things that are nice. I'd always invest in buying a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, like seeing what can I read today? What can I grow into? And I want to travel in that space, because the shack it would be like overwhelming that you're staying in a space where you feel you don't belong here. So I felt, you know what, when I traveled through that journey of knowing that I can be successful, that helped me a lot. It has changed my mindset, how I think about things, how I look at life, and how I see people.
Sure.
That is amazing. You know, when I think about it, Ntombi, often at times people's environment, it either motivates them to seek better or it can swallow them up.
That's true.
And in the environment that you grew up in, there's a likelihood and possibility that it could have swallowed you up, but instead it actually propelled you to seek more. Where do you think that comes from?
You know, I think maybe having the foundation of knowing God. Because at my youngest age, I used to go to church. I did not understand what was it about. But what I loved were the teachings that I got that gave me they grounded me, and they made me not to seek things, but to seek God and seek his righteousness. And I did not even know what it is. What is his righteousness? I thought his righteousness is me not getting involved in certain wrong things that other girls were doing. So I felt maybe staying at home and being a good girl, that's the righteousness of God. And that for me, it has really, I would say that was my space where I was grounded, or where I was built to become the woman that I am, because that has made me to appreciate even the small things in life.
Yes.
Appreciate the little things that I get in life, and I wouldn't feel like I have to go, rob people or become, maybe go get men to provide for me. So instead I would hide myself and say, when the time is right, I know I'm going to get there. I tell most young people, I say I would be in a very wrong space, or I would be doing wrong things because of my environment. But I thank God that I was grounded in that space where I felt it's okay. I'll get there.
Yes.
I will get that big house in Ferry Glen. Okay, I love Ferry Glen. I said, I like the one on the mountains. Yes, I remember I drove there one day just to get a feel of it, and said, I knew that I would one day get that house, and I'm still going there. And one day you'll come have coffee in my.
Oh,
I will be there.
I can't wait for that. I love that. And from a career perspective, was there a particular job that you always wanted to do as a kid?
I wanted to be a clinical psychologist.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
I think I looked at how we think. It started with me, my mindset. I saw that I was very contaminated, and that has caused a lot of, negative things into my life, and how I would approach situations. Then I saw that I need to work on my mind. The psychological part of me needs to be changed, or needs to be educated, or to be empowered, so that I can become a better Ntombikayise, and so that I can give better to the society than to be this horrible person who would give horrible things to the society. So I wanted to give positivity. Yeah, and I thought, being a psychologist, I'll sit and listen and help other people to be better, because I thought that will help me to be better the more I study that. And then I'll also transfer or take it to my community, to the people that would come and consult in my practice at that time.
Wow.
So then, thinking about then, what area of work did you end up in, and then how did that move yourself into this entrepreneurial space?
I did sales. I was selling cars. I was selling Audi.
Those are good cars.
I was selling Audis. I just dived into that space where I told myself, I said, I'm going to sell cars. I woke up one day and I said, I want to go sell cars because I could see that my situation needed some injection, some financial injection. Because I was always an entrepreneur. I always washed cars. I would sell sandwiches. I always had these business ideas that I wanted to pursue. But to be honest with you, when we don't have the background of what is entrepreneurship, what is owning a business, and you look around, you see people owning spaza shops, and but you ask yourself, what is really this? And you see that it's not even sustainable. Some days you find that space is closed. It does not operate anymore. And you ask yourself, will I survive in this business world? So then I thought, let me go get a job. Then I started selling cars.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one challenging career or one challenging journey where you have to sell 8 units per month.
Yo.
Yes, and you can imagine people are blacklisted, people are so it was like, but it's one thing that I loved that stretched my mind to see how the big businesses operate. They have so much confidence in that you'll sell that 8 units, and if you don't, you're fired. They need good salespeople. It means that you have to be a great sales executive. You need to up your game and go and study more about sales and expand more on how to be a great sales executive and how do other salespeople made it. You have to read maybe their books or read something or listen to them. How did they become a success in selling?
And so for you, in that journey there, how did you go about being able to be a better sales executive? Because I'm sure, for you it was easy. When you arrive, you're the top salesperson, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It was very challenging. But what I loved is that I have learned that to go and do your prospecting. So I'm very good with cold calling. So it doesn't matter whether people are insulting me on the other end or saying things that are not nice, but I'll continue. I remember I'll call like crazy. I'll call like more than 100 clients.
Really?
Yeah, I like calling. I'll call.
Yo.
And I'll talk to them and I'll ask them, can I provide a service? Can I apply for you a car, like whatever sales language that we used at that time, because it's a long time ago. So I would speak to them, and then to be honest with you, I got 2 sales out of that 100. Obviously, you'll have 50 promising, and maybe you get 20 applications, and maybe you get 15 declines, and you remain with 5. In that 5, again, they still have to check other things. Maybe you'll remain with 2.
Yes.
But that prospecting took
And I'm sure it builds your character as well.
It does.
It
does. Because you have to wake up every morning having faith that I am going to sell something. And I am going to make sure that I stay in this job because I need this. I need this. And it goes with, how bad do you want to change your life? How bad do you want this? Then I think that pushed me to a point that until I felt, okay, this is not for me anymore. Let me go out there and do what I love doing. Because now I started doing the coaching. Now I would coach the people I'm with.
Really?
Yeah, coach. Now start coaching, and I would see that my attention is divided. I'm no longer serving the company, and I don't want to steal the company's hours to do my own thing. So rather, let me go and restructure and sit with myself and see what is it that I am for. Then I knew that I'm just for the people to come and say, you can do it. And you have all the potential to get to where you want to get in life. So you just need to develop yourself and make yourself a better person so that you can attract all these things that you would want, all the opportunities. If you keep on working on Ntombikayise, you will start now attracting what I'm here. Today I'm here with you guys. I never thought I'll be sitting here, and I'm honored. Because maybe the thing that I do in my private space, it has made me attract such beautiful, incredible people like you.
Thank you. Thank
you for that. That's very powerful words.
No, absolutely. Tell me something. Were you not scared with the transition? When you are full-time employed, there's a bit of a salary, there's a bit of predictability there. You've got your flow, you're contacting these clients and all of this. And now you're stepping out on your own. Were you not afraid of that transition?
It is scary.
Scary, eh?
It is scary because you ask yourself, where is my next bread coming from? Where is my next rent coming from? and how do I maintain my lifestyle. So I think it is important that you look at yourself and be very realistic, that if you have to cut down, you cut down so that you can focus on building whatever that you believe you're called for. So I had to cut down and say, okay, let me cut down. I know I'm going to go back to what I was and where maybe I'm going to be even bigger and better. But let me cut down and not look at who is saying what. Another thing, being pressured and trying to live a life that it is not yours. You try to impress other people, but you find that you are dying and starving. So I don't do that. I don't impress anyone. I start by working with me, impress me, work on me. I'm my own project so that I can come and give good things to the community, to the people around me, starting with my kids. So I need to be a good role model to them, to say, we do cut down and we work on ourselves. We don't give up. We continue to work on it. So that's what helped me.
You know, it's interesting because I find in conversation with different entrepreneurs, as we go and we teach them and we work with them, there's actually many where the mindset, they really struggle with that. They struggle with that area of, you know, I'm supposed to show that I'm doing well. I see all of the stuff on Instagram and so on, and they feel this pressure. Where did your mindset come from that you didn't go in that type of, you know, depressive state to focus just on what you need to do? Where did that come from?
You remember what I said about head teachers right now? I said she can wake up and start speaking without makeup on. She's like content with herself where she is. So I think I look at people like her. I get so inspired by women who are authentic. I get so inspired by people like, you know, Papa who are authentic, who drive her Toyota Yaris, you know, still stay maybe in this beautiful estate, but you're okay with your lifestyle. You can just, you don't have to impress anybody for me to drive a Porsche that I don't afford or that I just took from somebody to just impress people. So I think I had to change how I think. I said, I will get there. I know, but I don't have to show. I don't have to show off. It will just eventually happen. People will just see it.
It will.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be something that I work so hard to impress. So my mindset had to change from trying to impress people and showing them that I'm doing great while I'm dying.
Okay.
So rather, I just live a normal life. Whether you feel I'm successful or not, whether you judge me the way you want, it's okay. As long as I'm content and happy in my space and I don't owe anybody anything. I sleep so well at night. I can pay my bills and I can still enjoy life.
Sure, that's powerful.
Yes.
I think then where I'd like to just check in with you is then tell us a bit more about your business. I know that you're an author as well. Tell us about the different areas that you work with.
Yeah, I know it's going to sound very cliche, but I'm not a person who would say I work with big brands and big people. I want to start with women who are on the ground level, who does not know where to get information and how to be an entrepreneur that would be professional and to comply, you know, documentation, fixing those things that you comply so that when you're ready to, when your business is growing, you can be able to apply for funding. Because if you don't comply, institutions for finance, they don't even recognize your business because you don't comply. So I try to go back to the ground level. So I work with people who are not known. Who does not even, maybe some of them are not even registered with CICP, but I start telling them that go register your company so that you can be a registered entity, and then so that now people can start taking you serious. You have a registered company, you have your SARS, then open a business account, teach them by a speed point so that when you start doing your sales, people can easily access to pay. Because if now you're always waiting for cash, we no longer carry cash around. 100%. So have that small speed point where you can now, you can swipe your products. Doesn't matter, but you work on that and you learn your books. You're right. I tell them, I say, buy a notebook and start the black and red one. You start noting every sale. You write. If somebody has bought 1 bottle of water, you write down so that now you can keep records. And you take those records, you put them safe.
Yes.
For future references, when you need now funding, or you need to say, I need to expand from selling this. I want now to have a store, a bigger store. I want to sell it on a professional level. I want to brand it. So that's what I do in the business coaching. I start from the ground level, where the people who find, sometimes they don't even have the money. But what I do, I love it. I can even take it out of my pocket to start and buy an archer for the mama and say, okay, here's the archer. We're starting here.
Yes.
Then you grow from here. I can help. And if you feel like giving up, come and talk to me and let's see how can we, because I feel like we need more entrepreneurs.
We do.
Now in our space more than ever before.
Yes.
To help grow the economy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Now, you've also authored this book, which I love, your cover. And I think I love the title as well. You are a game changer.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes. So when I started writing this book, I was inspired by my journey.
Okay.
That from where I come from to where I am today, I have changed the game.
Sure.
And people were looking up to me. I remember there's one the child of my brother said, Aunt, I have never seen, it's very rare for us Black people to be inspired by people that are very close to you. And every time when I look into your life, I feel so inspired and I feel like it is possible. From where I know you started from to where you are today, I feel like, wow, it is possible. Then I said to her, you are also a game changer in your own space, in your with your own pace, and doing what you love.
Yes.
When you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like you're going to a job. You feel like you're just going to being you.
Sure.
So I tell a lot of people, I say there's a lot of potential. Like if you can check the first, I say that your solutions. I say that your solutions are needed and valued.
Yes.
I feel every person has a solution to give to each and every space you can find yourself in.
Yes.
Even in South Africa, we need more solution givers than people who always complain
100%.
about all the things that we see happening around. But who are the game changers who's going to rise up and say, I am going to change this game. I am not going to complain anymore. How can I?
Yeah.
How can I change this situation? How can I change my life? How can I change my children's lives? How can I empower the next person? How can I be the change that I want to see?
Yes.
It's powerful.
Sure. And who is the individual that you are hoping is going to read this book?
I would like this book to be read by even a 6-year-old who can read English, because it is the simplest English that I wrote here. I wanted it not to have big words. You know, I try and do research that if it's a big word, how can I simplify that to simplicity? Because one of my long-term goals, I've already registered. I have Ntombikayise Entrepreneurship Academy, where I want to start instilling the entrepreneurial culture from as little as a 6-year-old child, who would know how to dismantle a car engine, who would know how to take back those parts to where they belong. A person would know how to sew, who would be a fashion designer from age 10, who would come up with the most beautiful design. Somebody who would come up with baking the most beautiful, delicious cake. So I'm having this vision of us, starting business. When you turn from this corner, you turn from that corner, you find that there's a space where somebody's selling something and they're making a living for them to not go out there and steal and become, sell themselves and become something that you're not. But knowing that you can buy bread and make sure that you can put shelter over your head and be responsible with your finances as a person, as an individual, starting from an early age.
Wow. That's very powerful.
Thank you.
And even, just in terms of your story as well, perhaps, just before we end, I also just wanted to check, are there any clients that you've worked with where, you'd look at them and that story with them and you think, wow, you actually made a difference here, a positive story like that? Are there any example that you can give us? You don't have to mention their name or anything.
Okay. No, I do. I do. I was a pastor's wife in my other life, so yeah, I'm divorced now.
Okay.
I look at a lot of young girls that have made a great life for themselves because I used to deal with girls a lot, instilling that don't go and burden a man to take care of you financially while you can also be the helper to come bring something on the table so that you can both work together. You no longer become a burden to this person, but you become an asset that we are working together. You're also bringing something on the table. So it's a lot of them. When I look at them on socials, I look at them where they are today, the careers they've chosen, and how happy they are. And sometimes when they write me something to say, for me to be the woman that I am, I really thank God that you came into my life because there were times when I really wanted to give up on my life. Some, they will tell you I wanted to commit suicide, but it became hope to me that I become this, I have goosebumps because I feel like contributing that for me is a fulfillment to just see another person saying, Ntombikayise, for just being in my life and saying all those things that you said. And it has changed the way I think and how I do things now. Look at me.
Yes.
I am successful and I'm grateful.
Sure.
So yeah.
Sure, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm learning and getting so many amazing nuggets from you. Papa Biz, in this conversation, what has been your biggest nugget or takeaway?
When I look at your story and your journey, I'm actually reminded about how, the importance of getting into a space of focusing on the things that you can control.
True.
Because so many times it's easy to focus on the things that, we can't control.
True.
And we'll look at our life, we'll look at our surroundings, we look at other people around us, and we'll just feel bogged down. But, in terms of, what you did to, get into a space of sales, and, we've experienced it where, the number one most important skill for any entrepreneur is the ability to sell.
It's true.
The ability to sell. And, by you going into that space, and, initially you're terrible. We're all terrible. But it's a skill that we need to be able to learn, and then taking that mindset and propelling, to form more impact into others, to be able to also uplift them from where they are. It's just it's a beautiful story. It's very encouraging, and it's incredibly inspiring as well. So thank you for coming through and for sharing that with us as well.
Thank you so much.
Tell me, Ntombi, if somebody's listening to this conversation, they would love to get in touch with you, maybe seek out coaching from you as well. How do they go about doing that?
I'm on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram as Ntombikayise M7. I am on TikTok. Okay, TikTok is very nice. It's M8. I know you will teach me some of the things. I'm really looking forward. I'm Ntombikayise M8, and I am on Facebook as Ntombikayise M Hadebe, on LinkedIn Ntombikayise M, and I have started a what do you call it, YouTube channel, which is still on conception phase. I'm still working on it. It's Ntombikayise M Legacy.
Lovely.
Yes,
lovely.
yes.
We're looking forward to that and the various contributions you're going to put on there as well. I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I've taken a lot out of it as well. And just the power of coaching, if you need help, there's somebody out there to assist you.
It's true.
Raise your hand and
true.
tap into that help that is there. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Monetizers, that brings us to yet another power-packed episode of Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. Please do share in the comment section down below what really stood out for you, what you enjoyed the most about this conversation. And please plug into our social media platforms. It's at Monetize Your Business, as well as our physical workshops that are happening nationwide. Until our next podcast episode, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.